Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our get together this morning. All of you moms who tuned in, I see there's a couple dads on the line too. So welcome everybody. I hope you're comfy and excited this morning to hear a little bit from some awesome moms who have really created a great business around what they love the most and around who they really want to be around the most, which is their family and their friends. So my name is Jessica Johns, and I am a COPE certified health coach. I also have my bachelor's of science in nursing, and I'm a wife, a mom, and my little joke there is I'm also an aspiring ninja because I am in Taekwondo. But this is my family. These are my kids, and I love them. I love being around them, and I had a great desire to stay home with them. I worked as a nurse in intensive care before I had my first son, Xander. And then after I had him, I wanted to stay home. Once I had my second son, Eli, and he got a little bit older, I kind of felt like I wanted to go back into a career, and I really wanted to help people. And the great part about that is that's when Take Shape for Life came into my life. And so I was able to work in the passion of healthcare that I wanted, but to get to do all the other things that I had really created in my life, be a mom, be a wife, and mesh those two things together. So this morning, I'm going to talk about really the great need that we have, the great need that our country has for health and hope. So Susan, if you could advance the slide for me. So the current state of health in America is really not going the right direction. And we're working hard to change that. If you look at these statistics here, more than a third of adults in the country are obese, and 1 in 6 kids. And I'm not okay with those statistics. You know, that's a problem. And we know when our bodies are unhealthy, we're even just starting to get overweight, a lot of medical issues can come up with that. And this picture over here shows a lot of issues that are developed because of unhealthy lifestyles, which then cause unhealthy bodies. And the great thing is we have something that can help people change that. We truly have a system, we have the education, we have the help to reach out and help the people around us, help our loved ones, help our parents, help our friends, help our spouses, and change the course of this state of health. So there's really, truly a great need for what we do. And the cool part, and why we're on this call, and we have these awesome mom bosses on here, is moms are powerful. Dads are powerful too. But this call is for mamas, and we are powerful. We make a lot of the decisions in our household. We're the ones typically who are making the meal plans, making the decisions about, what we're going to do with our kids that day. So we are the ones often at the helm of making the healthy choices for ourselves and our families and our children. And by doing that, you can really change the tide of health in your life and in your family's life. And that's truly where it begins. When you start to create that ripple effect in your small world and the people that you love the most, then that starts to go out into maybe your more extended family, the friends you know at school, the people you see in your workplace. You begin to create that ripple effect of health out into your community. So then by just focusing on being a good example and getting healthy yourself, you're starting to make that positive impact on your community, which makes a powerful, powerful difference. You get to create what you want in your life, getting healthy, finding passion, finding purpose, in addition to the great purposes that we already have as moms and, women. And now you get to find something that you can do as a career, something that fulfills maybe some financial needs in your life, all the while creating this ripple effect. So I know personally when I started, I had a couple people in my heart that I wanted to help. I wanted to help some of my closest family members, the people I love the most. And as an RN, I didn't have the tools to help them in their day-to-day life. Take Shape for Life brought me those tools to help them get healthy. And I started by just wanting to help a couple people. But what I found was that I was hooked. I helped those couple people. A couple more people saw what they were doing. They wanted to get healthy too. And so by just starting and reaching out to the people I loved during nap time, my boys were 1 and 3 when I started this business. I worked my business during nap time, that I was really able to create a great career for myself, something that included my passion for staying home, being the mom and the wife I wanted to be, and being in a helping profession. So that was really phenomenal for me. And the great thing is you can do this. You can be a stay-at-home mom and do this. You can be a working mom and do this. You can be a working dad, a stay-at-home dad. This business is for everybody. And I'm gonna bring on a couple moms here on the call today who are really gonna talk about the great businesses they've built, their passion, and what it's all about for them. So first up, I'm gonna bring on Jen Lewis. Jen is my friend and an awesome mom down in California. And so Jen's gonna come and talk a little bit about what this business has done for her.
Thank you, Jess. So this is me here. All of this is me and my family. And I love everything you said. It gives me the chills actually to like listen to all of this, because it has had such an enormous impact on my life, every part of Take Shape. I came to Take Shape for Life because I needed to lose weight. I had had my kids, 3 of them in 4 years, and I had put on some weight. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. I had left the field of architecture to be with them. And Susan helped me lose, I lost 50 pounds. And you don't see my before and after picture here because I'm not sure that it's important, but what I want to say now is even more important. So Take Shape for Life has the best weight loss program on the planet. We just do. We can help you lose weight. But what it did for me was I got my body back. And with that, parts of my personality and my mind were awakened in ways I hadn't remembered in years. And some of these quotes on here spoke to me. We live in a world where we're kind of on this wheel, like a rat wheel. And most of us live and die every single month for mostly the same thing. People go to jobs they don't really like. Maybe they like them a little, but they don't love them. They want to be with their kids. They want to make an impact. And me getting my body back really made me want I wanted everything. I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to make some money. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to help people feel like I had felt with my weight loss story. And the whole time I wanted to be home with my kids. And that's a tall order. But I've been able to do all of that with Take Shape. So one of the things that I love about Take Shape is this little wheel here. So you can see I kind of came into Take Shape through that green part, the physical health. That was my introduction. But in the meantime now, I've been coaching for 2.5 years, and I have been able to help hundreds of people feel better and move and not need extension belts on the airplane and be able to take roller coaster rides with their kids. I get texts every day of people in tears, and I may cry here because it's so impactful to be able to have that, to be able to play a tiny little piece in somebody's life changing on a better path. That's the mental health. It has given me more self worth, and I feel like I'm helping people than I could think I can imagine I ever would have the ability to do. And then, we're going to talk more about finances later, so I'm not going to go into that a lot, but the pay's pretty darn good. And I get to do it all from home. I get to volunteer. I get to do everything I really wanted to do ever, and get paid too, all the while focusing on my health. And I've cut my 50 pounds off all this time. So now we get to talk about the fun stuff because it's not been fun so far. Sherry is my friend. She's in Boise, and she's going to talk about her life as an ultimate mom boss.
Thanks, Jen. So Jen is one of the reasons why I love being a health coach, because without Take Shape, I would not know these amazing women on the call, and they have just brought so much to my life. So I've been blessed to be doing this for almost 3 years now. And I'll be honest, I did not come into it with a heart to help America get healthy. That was not on my radar before Take Shape was brought into my life. If I went back to work after I had my twin boys, who are now 6 years old and in the first grade. And when it was a domino effect, when one got sick, the other got sick. And I was using all my vacation time to be home with sick kids. And get emotional. I just knew there was more to life than that. And I knew that if there was a way that I could stay home with them, but still pursue something that gave me meaning and purpose in life, that I knew that was out there. And I just didn't know what that looked like. And then Take Shape was brought in. And honestly, like, I didn't even see that that was the answer at first, because what qualified me to be a health coach, I wasn't even passionate about my own health at the time. But what I did see was it was a whole lot of people having a lot of fun. And so I was drawn to it. And sometimes the equipped aren't called, but the called are equipped. And I was given all the training and more that I needed. I have a mentorship team that picks up the pieces, that, because we're not, you will notice all 4 of us, we are all 5 of us are very different. And so that the pieces are picked up where you left off, so you don't have to know it all and be it all. But I now have this gift to be a full-time mom. My kids are in first grade. Yay for all-day school. But what I'm finding is there's other moms who are now having conversations with their husbands about going back to work, because now their kids are in school all day. I cannot imagine, like, you see my kids on the screen. There's no way that I know what I did when I came home from school in middle school with no parents around. So now I have this opportunity that's not only fun, but gives me the work-life balance, because I just do life, and it happened. And people are attracted to what we have to offer. Like Jessica was saying, there is a need in this country. And through that, it's very rewarding. So if there's a lot of people that need what you have, then you can help a lot of people. And through that, my husband and I have been able to pay off $90,000 in student loan debt. We just purchased our dream home on 2 acres here in Boise. And it's really given us the margin financially to, for us both to breathe a little bit, but for my husband to be able to breathe. He's able to go to work and enjoy it, because there's not that noose around our neck of a student loan payment every month, or just knowing that there's more months than money. So I love that I'm being able to contribute and help in that way. So really, we use this term integrated life and Take Shape a lot. And what that means for me is that I get to do something where my life is not compartmentalized. And I go to the office and I do a job that makes money, but then I have, my home life over here. It's all one integrated life. So, it really, like, if you're wondering, I don't know if I could do this, or am I qualified? The one thing that qualifies you, do you like to have fun, and do you like people? That's the bottom line. If those 2 things resonate with you at all, like, there's a place for you and Take Shape for life. So the world just needs more encouragers. Like, the world is hurting, and now I can say that is why I wake up every morning and do what we do. So thanks for putting up with my emotions. So now Lisa Shepherd, I know she'll see, this is the yin and the yang. So she'll come on and pick up where I left off.
You so hit it on the head, Sherry, and that is, I have all that heart and all that passion and even that emotion behind what it is that we do. But I get to also, I consider it an honor, I get to speak to the analytical side. So you see, I'm Lisa Shepherd, I'm a certified health coach. And then I put up there, I don't introduce myself this way now. I don't say, and I'm a former software engineer. But I do that on this slide here because that's the perspective I want to speak to today. The person who is analytical, and I still am analytical, never in a trillion years would I have used Lisa Shepherd, entrepreneur. Husband was entrepreneur, I was worker bee. Very, very good worker bee. I was working at a job that I didn't hate, I was very good at, paid well for, had managed to finagle a pretty good schedule, decent schedule. And I don't want to paint a picture that I would cry on my way into work in the morning. Not saying I loved every Monday. I did not love every Monday. but I wasn't miserable, but I wasn't optimal. There was a screen before where showing just basically you can have opportunity and skill, but when you throw in passion, it connects. Then that's where you have like a great intersection, right? So you can have all that passion in the world, but because of those truths that were in my life, basically if things were not that bad, but not where I wanted them to be, I wanted to be mom and wife and friend and community member and all that. That was what drove me, but you kind of got to pay the bills too, right? So it had to fit, but I could be picky. And so that's what I want to speak to right now is, and we're just kind of moving into the next slide where honestly, a lot of things had to be true for this to be a fit for me. If one or two were true, that's all right, that's okay. Thanks so much for letting me know. But literally all of these had to fit for it to be a fit for my analytical brain and our needs and whatnot. So I will not have a chance to dive through all of these very in depth. I don't want to take a bunch of time on each of them. So let me just go real quickly through each of these was important to me, and then I will say, and then some other ones as well. The right industry. We already saw that there's a huge need out there. There's a massive need. But what if there's a huge need and yet nobody wants it? That's not an industry, right? I get to wake up in the morning and I could ask myself every morning, when I meet somebody and describe to them what I do, am I creating a new need in their life or am I answering a need that they already had? And I get to choose the latter. I'm not making up new problems for people to try to investigate. They already want health or maybe are afraid of health. You might be in that situation. Either I know what to do, but I don't know how to do it, or just need that first step, or I have no idea what to do. I get to be a part of that, and people already want it. So the industry is amazing. The right programs and products, I'm not going to delve into that huge here. It would take too long, but every single woman on this call, and many of you are probably already on the program itself, and you know why it's 100% different. It's not just, that's how do we lose some weight. That's not it. So the program itself is different. I would say let's revisit that a little bit later, but speaking from somebody who'd read every fitness and shape magazine for 20 years and was slaving away in the gym and was losing the battle, I can say that when the right program comes in and helps you work smarter and not just harder, it's revolutionary. And that's why the analytical side of me loves what we do. The right business model is huge. This needed to be something that there's a lot of people out there who help a lot of people. Like Jessica mentioned, nurses, doctors, counselors, therapists, you name it. But in order to do all that help, it takes a lot of time. In order to help people, you need to be in front of them and administering that. I already had a job that I didn't leave right away. I didn't become a health coach and leave my job that very same day. I needed to be able to do both. I needed to be able to enter into this and see if it was truly a right fit for me, vet it out and give it its due diligence before I gave my notice at work. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying you have to give your notice at work. Some people love their jobs and you can do both. That was not my desire, but it might be yours. But that means the business model needs to fit in. I did not have time to be packaging up samples, ordering a bunch of things, like stocking things in my garage, and even honestly, I didn't have the desire or time to have people over to my house for like business reasons. I love having people over to my house, but I don't want to be getting a babysitter in the evening. My husband's a realtor, so evenings are huge for him. So that's not something that I can do. And in all honesty, I want to be able to help people all across the country. And that is huge to me. So the business model fit amazing. And obviously we can talk more about that. The right compensation, I love talking about this. And Susan's going to talk about it a little bit later, but let's just say it's okay to get paid well for a service you provide and value that you provide. We are a service and relationship industry. It's more how we help people do what it is that they want to do, not something that we're selling. We do get paid well for it. If we didn't, I wouldn't be able to do it. And Take Shape for Life wouldn't have me as a coach if they didn't pay me well for it, because I have to provide for my family, right? So that's awesome that the compensation is wonderful. Right, work-life balance is huge. It's been a passion ever since I had my first internship in college, was searching after work-life balance. This has been something where I've used my mentorship and these wonderful women around me, and men and leaders around me, to teach me how to create that work-life balance. And when it gets out of balance, they get to help me bring that right back in. So if the type A personality, or the whatever personality, that gotta get it all done personality, they help me realize what the things are in my schedule that I want to make sure we make time for. And then I get to make work fit into that. Who gets to say that? Who gets to make work fit into their life, not life fit into their work? I work hard, maybe not long hours, but I work. You do not just become a health coach and just all of a sudden people start getting healthy. I work, but I get to choose when, I get to choose how, and I get to choose to what degree. And I use my resources around me, my help around me, to make that very efficient and awesome. And then I would say the right integrity, I would actually probably loop this into the right support. It's and you are not in an island. So anyone on this call, if you're not already a coach, you don't know how to be a coach yet. That's okay. What job do you start that you already know how to do it? But if you have great hip to hip, hands-on support, you're in good hands. And I knew that I needed that in order to be a successful health coach. Okay, so there's many more reasons why this fits so many. Check. Yes, I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to put the energy into it and see if this is a right fit. That was 3 years ago, and I've never looked back. It's been the best decision I ever made. So hopefully some of that resonates with you. I now get to bring on Susan LaBelle, who's probably been coaching maybe a little bit longer than all of us on this. And she's just gonna get to talk, tell a little bit of her story and go on from there. So Susan, you're up.
All right. Thank you, ladies. I love you guys. Just truly blessed by all of you. This is me. This is my family. This is my life. I love what everyone has shared, but love what Sherry has shared about an integrated life. And that's really what we look at and what we do. But my desire deep down is to truly awaken other people's potential. It has been since I was a little girl. I feel that every day I'm waking up and I'm inspired to serve people on a mission to just bring health and hope to America. And I think I always knew there was something burning inside me that wanted to give back and leave a legacy and be bigger than what I could do on my own. But I'll be honest, I didn't really know what that was. And Take Shape for Life came into my life at the right time as well. My kids were 1 and 3 at the time, and I was working as a hygienist, so I didn't really have extra time. In fact, I was really bored in my career, but for me, I felt like, well, that's a perfect mom job. I only have to go to work, a couple days a week. But this came alongside, and I was able to fit it into the nooks and crannies of my life as well, along with these other ladies. And in a short amount of time, I was hooked. Like, I was helping people well beyond what I was able to do in my hours there. I was able to do it with my kiddos at my side. And that was exciting for me. And I saw that I was able to give this away to other people and transform not only our family, but families around us. So you fast forward 5 years. Well, I've been home. I've been home for almost 4 years now. And actually my husband saw me reconnecting with friends and having a lot of fun. And I never saw him. He was working 80 hours a week or so. And he said to me one day, well, maybe I could help a couple people. Like I think I could enjoy that. And what I love is that this is actually, health is something everyone can get behind. Man, woman, mom, dad, 18-year-old, 80-year-old, doesn't matter. We can all get behind health. And he saw this as a way he could impact his world as well. And for the last 2.5 years, he's been home with me as well. This is what we do. This is our life. So we are both full-time parents and full-time health coaches. And what I think I'm most inspired by is
always wanted to be a role model for my kids, but not just my kids, the community. Really just role model of life that you can, a lot of us went to school for those traditional jobs. And unfortunately for us, we had both had, postgraduate degrees, we're working traditional jobs, and we weren't making ends meet. So although I'm passionate about everything that all these ladies shared, I think what I'm most passionate about is the financial health of what's going on in the country. So let me just share some statistics of what's going on here. Move on. And unfortunately, Shane and I actually, we were a statistic. We didn't have any savings. We honestly weren't prepared. Weren't ever going to be prepared for retirement. We had over $50,000 in credit card debt. I didn't know how I could work more or he could work more. I never saw him. We saw things coming up for our kids, just like preschool. Our tires on the car. And we saw ourselves like turning down opportunities to just go connect with people because like gas was up at that time to, $4 or $5 a gallon. And I had to calculate out what that was going to be for me to go to my friend's birthday party. And really, I know I'm not alone, and I'm okay to be transparent with this because I think that we have a huge crisis in America, physically, yes, but financially as well, of what's actually really going on. And that I know a lot of us moms feel like our kids are our top priority. We need to be that role model for our kids, and if we choose to be home, to be able to really have that impact. But it's great to be able to contribute to the family, income as well, and really say for if it's kids' college, take them on those vacations, give them those experiences, whatever that really looks like and is for you. So I'm just gonna we're not about income and only. But like Lisa shared, if there wasn't an income attached, she wouldn't have been able to do it. I will say that's the same for myself. Like I had to be a working mom, and that broke my husband's heart because he wanted me to be able to be home with my kids. But when the time came, we couldn't, it didn't match. Like I had to go to work. And so within a shorter, you can see that these are yearly incomes. If you'd like all of our, we are a full disclosure company. I can provide all of this for you so you could see exactly what it looks like. I mean, our numbers are, we're very proud of what we can provide for someone. But really, all of these words here on the left-hand side just dictate a different course, and you set the pace. So if this is something that interests you, you let us know, what is it for your family that's important? Is it an extra $5,000 a year? Are you looking to replace an income of $60,000 or a six-figure income? We can map out what that looks like, and then you set the pace, and we will provide all the training and resources to you to be able to help you create that. For myself, we were looking initially for me just to replace my income. But when Shane decided to come home, I said to him, honey, when we're making, and this sounds like a tall order maybe to some, but I said, when we're making over $12,000 a month, honey, we can consider that. Well, it was about 2.5 years in that he's like, all right, I'm going to take you up on that word and be able to come home and work alongside you. And we were able to do this business together. So, that these positions are really just about the growth, helping a lot of people along the way. Every dollar you earn is a life changed. And for us, that's very, very, very powerful. So the role of moving through our compensation plan for us, that presidential director, that was about a 3-year process. So we aren't some big get rich quick scheme, but the process and the system and the business model, like Lisa shared, is there. And it can be whatever it is that's important for you and your family. And so we aren't about income. You'll never come to something that's take shape for life, and we are throwing out about what we drive and all this fancy stuff. We're really about focusing your life around what matters most. And what I've learned is that it was never about the money, but income did bring me freedom. And my why is freedom. I didn't have the freedom to travel or to serve or to volunteer or freedom to spend time together as a family. And so when you focus your life around what matters most, these pictures, this is us in Hawaii. Like we got married there. It's been 12 years, but when we got married there, we said to each other as honeymooners, we're going to come back every year for our anniversary. Well, guess what? this was our 10-year anniversary, and it was our first time back, and we brought our kids a couple years ago, and we've been able to go back since. And we, it wasn't until we had really this in our life that that became a reality. You know, just we were dreamers then, and somewhere along the line we lost that. Now, this is me coaching my kids' soccer team. Shane and I coach our kids' teams. We volunteer in the schools, you know, Cub Scouts, you name it. We love that. We love giving back to where we want to be able to really have time freedom too. Leadership opportunities. I've always felt I was a leader. I wanted opportunities there. In dental hygiene, that wasn't really something I had access to. Personal growth, you've heard about the mentorship model. I won't go into details, but this is a picture my husband snapped of me as, you know, I was obviously passionately just chatting with somebody and hearing people's heart, and people pour into me, we pour into others, and it's just this amazing model that we have. Freedom, this was my son's field trip last year. We were the only mom and dad on that field trip. It was either a mom or a dad, or the parents had to work. I'm not saying no judgment, but like that day for Shane and I was like, you know, we had other people asking us, what is it you guys do? How are you both here all day? We feel really, really grateful that that is, we're setting that model for our kids, that they can become and do anything they want to do in their life. Health, the fact that I put a bikini picture up is just like, hallelujah, because that would not happen. And then family, and then fun, you know, Sherry touched on that. So really just focusing your life around what matters most. So as we wrap up today, I really believe in my heart that we were all handpicked to do something really special in this world. You know, and if serving people and being part of a bigger mission is something that really, really speaks to you, we truly are a stand-alone, stand-apart organization of people that really does desire to change and impact this world. And so we would love to connect with you and find out what's important to you, and see if you'd love to come along and help us really change the course of what's going on in the country. And then I can't leave without this one quote, because this totally speaks to me, is, you know, ever since I was a little girl, I had big dreams of doing it big, and I'm not about to disappoint myself. And that is such a true statement for me. And I love that we can be powerful women. We can embrace that, and we can have it all. So I hope you join us. Reach out to the person that invited you on the call. We'd love to share a little bit more, find out what your goals are, see if what we do is really a fit for you in your life. So with that, thank everybody that shared today. Appreciate your guys' stories, your hearts. We are truly better together. So bye, everybody.